folks, it's Keith Abel shooting another quick blog post today. Just was watching a little newscast on the internet here, and I wanted to share this broadcast with you just for a moment. And folks, I want you to really watch this newscast and think about what they're having to say. And folks, it doesn't have to be this way. Things don't have to be the way that they are and the way things are on here. And I can show you guys an alternative. So stay tuned to this newscast, and I'll be right back with you.
For 30 years, Glenn Dodge worked as an experienced, sought-after home builder.
Started doing some construction work and remodeling with a company in D.C., and then worked my way from there into a position of basically framing houses, supervision, and that kind of thing.
Things changed when the housing market crashed.
We found ourselves with a bunch of houses that couldn't sell, so we had to go ahead and back off of building. It was a pretty difficult time.
So bad that Glenn was laid off, putting him out of a job for the first time in his adult life.
It was really difficult in that, you feel like someone's pulled the carpet out from underneath you, and so your whole world totally shifts. We actually ended up having to sell the house, and we moved into an apartment.
Glenn has moved from one temporary job to another, a total of 12 in the 6 years since losing his job.
I've worked for a couple of employees since the major layoff, and most of it's been in remodeling, but they've actually gone through situations where they've had work and then, it's dried up, so there's no work there, and they've had to lay off. So I've had that happen twice.
The 55-year-old represents just one segment of the country's unemployed. Paul Conway is with Generation Opportunity, a nonprofit advocacy group in Arlington, Virginia. He says the weak labor market has hit 18 to 29-year-olds especially hard.
It's a situation, it's a national issue that impacts all Americans, but particularly for young Americans.
Recent college graduates have a tough time finding work.
Nearly 50% of them are either unemployed or underemployed. So when they go to look for work, they're having to settle for jobs that don't require that degree, and they have to compete against workers who do have those degrees or even master's degrees, who themselves are older but may be settling for jobs normally reserved for entry level.
The picture gets worse for the long-term unemployed, those out of work for more than 27 weeks. They total almost 5 million people and account for 40% of the unemployed. The most recent jobless report dropped to 7.8%, the first time it moved below 8% in nearly 4 years. Despite those new numbers, more than 12 million Americans need work. Crowds line up at job fairs across the country.
It can be a struggle, most definitely. Gas prices, continue to rise. Food prices are very up, kind of expensive. So just to live on an everyday basis can be very difficult in these days and times.
Conway says the lower unemployment rate points to an even bigger problem.
You're having the decrease in unemployment right now. It's more people are dropping out of the workforce. It's not that new jobs are being created.
Many of those giving up are older. Statistics show the number of people 55 and up without a job or underemployed is growing. Despite years of experience, older laid-off workers compete for the same jobs as younger job seekers. Maurice Johnston's story is just one of hundreds posted on YouTube. His resume includes 2 master's degrees, one in plasma physics from Dartmouth and another in electrical engineering from Purdue. After 10 years at Lockheed Aerospace and stints at teaching, he received a pink slip.
Now I'm staying in a homeless shelter. I've been looking for work. I've come close several times, but they usually want someone younger.
Frustrated, more and more people are settling for part-time work because the economy isn't adding enough full-time job opportunities.
What's really going on is that they're in a job that they've either taken because they had to or they had to settle with one that's below their education level and below their skill level and therefore below their earnings potential. And that's a major issue that's going on right now.
You are the hope to the hopeless and broken.
Meanwhile, Glenn still needs a stable job. He says he is trusting God to see him and his family through the tough times.
You're hopeful in that, okay, Lord, you know what you have in front of me, and you know what my needs are. And I'm hopeful that he's going to supply all my needs which he's promised to according to his riches.
Charlene Israel, CBN News.
Well, I don't know what you guys thought about that, but it's stories like that that really make me sad and really upset me. The unemployment, underemployment situation in this country is just totally out of control. As I found out for myself 2 years ago, it's hitting people in all walks of life. It's not just the construction trade, like the gentleman in this video, but it's hitting people in all walks of life. I'm a pharmacist. 2 years ago, I lost that pharmacist job and was surprised that there wasn't anything else out there. I've talked with a nurse practitioner recently that lost her job out in Colorado as a nurse practitioner. There's no other nurse practitioner jobs out there, and because of her degree as a nurse practitioner, no one's willing to hire her as a registered nurse because they're afraid that once she finds something, she'll leave the registered nurse job. So, people in all walks of life are suffering right now. All walks of life are facing the dilemma of having to work 2 or 3 part-time jobs just to get by. Thank God that I was introduced to this home-based business industry and to some fantastic people like Dr. Wallach and Eric Worre and Ray Higdon over the last few years, and I learned a lot from them. And I was able to build my home business to keep my lights on, keep the food on the table, keep gasoline in the cars. It's a business that's rewarded me, and now I'm looking for that business to actually replace the income I used to earn as a pharmacist. So I'd like to show you guys what I'm doing and how I can help you in the home-based business industry to take your life to that next level, to gain some freedom, to create some extra income. I mean, what would $1,000 more per month do for you? I mean, $1,000 a month is a lot of money for a lot of people and would go a long way in solving some problems. And I can show people how they can create an income of $1,000 per month just on a part-time basis. So, I want you to think about what you saw on this newscast, and if what I've been talking about, and I've talked about on many other podcasts in the past, if it's something that sounds of interest to you and something that you'd like to find out some more information about, then I invite you to either call my information line. It's a toll-free number, 866-257-3105. That's 866-257-3105. Or visit my website, aimhighenergy.com. That's aimhighenergy.com. There'll be a video on there, and after you watch the video, it'll take you through some more steps, and there'll be a questionnaire, and I'll be more than happy to get back with you to share with you what I'm doing, see if there's something that I can do to help you, and see if maybe we can work together in the future. Again, visit my website, aimhighenergy.com, aimhighenergy.com, or call my toll-free information line at 866-257-3105. And when you call that 800 number, be sure that you mention that you saw it on this blog. That's 866-257-3105. See you guys again.